everyone, Christina here from the Glaser Tutoring Company, and today we're going to solve this system of equations. Ooh, decimals. Don't worry though, we got it. So we have a system of equations here. A system of equations is just a fancy way for saying, hey, look, I have two or more equations, and maybe they're interacting in a way. That's all that a system is. So by just writing down two or more equations, it's part of a system. Now in this case, we have to solve the system, which means that we want to find a point in which these lines intersect. So we're definitely looking for an x value and we're looking for a y value. Now, if we see here, right, we have x's and we have y's, and they're all raised to the first, which means that these are linear lines, right? There's no x squares, y squares. So if we have two linear lines and they are interacting with each other, potentially they're only going to interact at one specific point. And that's the solution. We're trying to find that point in which these two have in common. Now there's many different ways of solving for these x and y values, but according to algebra, we can't solve for x and y together, right? Usually we just have x equals or y equals. But I have two variables here, so I have to get rid of one of them. Now there's many different ways of solving systems of equations. We could do substitution, addition, or elimination methods. Usually always look out for the substitution one first, but that's the easiest when you just have an x equals by itself already and a y equals by itself. Here, all my x's are with values 2.2 and 4.2, and all my y's are with values as well, 1.3 and 4.2. So probably addition or elimination routes are better. Now the main goal for addition or elimination is that you want to get either your x values to be the same or your y values to be the same. Now it doesn't matter which one you make the same, just pick the one that's easiest for you. Do you want to work with 2.2s and 4.2s, or do you want to work with 1.3s and 4.2s? Doesn't matter to me. Now let's just call this equation 1 and this equation 2. Now usually always pick the easier one, but if I'm looking at these, right, I don't know off the top of my head what I can multiply 2.2 to get to 4.2, and vice versa for here, 1.3 to 4.2. But maybe we could multiply each equation by the other value, right? Usually if the two numbers have nothing in common, you will just multiply the other number. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll go for the y's because 1.3 is lower than 2.2. So in this case, what I'm going to do is let's multiply this whole thing by the other value. So if we want to get rid of the y's, I'm going to multiply the top number by 4.2. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the bottom number by, yeah, you got it, 1.3. Because then at least these values will be the same. But you got to be fair. Whatever you multiply the top one by, you got to do it for everybody. So everybody's going to get multiplied by 4.2. And for the bottom, everybody's going to get multiplied by 1.3. So we will say equation 1 Now I just have Calci here just for, quickness. You could do it, math-wise on your sheet of paper. Doesn't really matter to me, but let's go. 4.2 times 2.2 is 9.24. So we get 9.24. This is coming out a little bit crazy. So 9.24 plus, let's do the 1.3 times 4.2. And we get 5.46. And that's your new y value. And this is going to equal This should be negative 0.42, right? Because negative 0.1 times 4.2. Yeah. Okay, so we got the first one down. Now, let's do the same thing for equation 2. So 1.3 times 4.2, we already did that, right? 1.3 times 4.2, that's the 5.46, and that's your x value. And then this one's going to be plus, again, the 5.46. That's y. And then equal to 2.1 times 1.3, 2.73. Okay. Now we have the same number for our y's. The idea is we want to get rid of them. So would we add these y values or would we subtract them to cancel them out? Yep, you're absolutely correct. We are going to subtract. And by doing that, we're going to subtract the entire two equations. And usually, by subtraction, what's going on here? By subtraction, this is technically called the elimination method. I don't know why this is lagging, but we're going to keep working with it. Elimination method. Okay. So now we just subtract our like terms, right? So 9.24x minus 5.46. So let's see. If we try not to use the calculator, right, this would be a 4. I have a method to my madness. 9.5 minus is a 4. 2, that's a negative 2. And then this is a negative 2 as well. So you're like, Christina, what the heck is going on? So this would be 3.8 minus 2. So this would be 3.78. Let's see. Did I get it right? Sometimes my yay! That made my day. Okay, so 3.78. Let me just rewrite this nice. 3.78 x. Come on now. Okay, 3.78. Now this goes bye-bye because these are being subtracted. They are the same number. And then negative 0.42 minus 2.73. So we'll just basically add the two together and make it a negative. So this will be 3.15. And that's a negative value. And then I'll just double check on that. Okay. Now let's bring this together. Whoop. Bring this in over here. And then get x by itself. We're going to divide on both sides by 3.78. X equals negative 3.15 divided by 3.78. Now, in this case, I get a really crazy decimal. So let's put it into fraction, right? So I go to math, I press frac, and then I press it again, and there is your fraction value. So this would be equal to negative 5/6. So we have our first value. We have the x value. Now all we got to do is just find out the y value. So let's just say, okay, we have the x value of negative 5/6. Now, what we're going to do is maybe I'll throw, come on now. Why doesn't it want to do it? There we go. I'm just going to move this a little bit just so that I have a little bit more room. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to take one of your two original equations and plug in the x value, what you got, and then just solve for y. Pick whichever one you want. Guess like this one has lower numbers than equation number 2, so maybe I'll just use equation 1. And I'm going to plug in the x value. So in this case, it would be 2.2 times negative 5/6. And then plus 1.3, that's a y value. And then that equals negative 0.1. Okay, so we're going to take this value and times it by 2.2. 2.2 is the same as 2 2/10. Now, it's given us a crazy fraction again, so I guess we'll just do math fraction. Okay, so we got negative 11/6 plus 1.3y equals negative 0.1. And then just keep getting y by itself. We're going to plus 11/6 on both sides. We'll probably get a crazy fraction again. Let's see. So 1.3, that's a y, equals negative 0.1 plus 11/6. Yep, so let's just get that fraction again. There we go, 25. Whoop. 26/15. And then just divide by 1.3 on both sides. This goes bye-bye. And then this number divided by 1.3. And there we go. We could math it out. And there you go. Y equals 4/3, or 1 1/3. And that is your y coordinate. So now we have that specific point in which these two intersect. So this is 4/3. So if I just write out the coordinate now, it would be negative 5/6, comma 4/3. And if we go there on our, x and y coordinate, that's where those two lines will intersect. And that is your solution. And that's it. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for viewing the video. We opened up memberships on the channel if you want to be a member and help the channel out a little bit more. Thank you so much for that. I hope you have a great day and keep studying hard. And you could also go to our website, glasertutoring.com, to check out other goodies that we have for you there. And yeah, cool. Also, I would like to give a huge shout out to Maricela. Thank you so much for being a member to the channel. Your support means a lot to my brother and me, and we're thrilled to have you be a part of this amazing community. Memberships are open on the channel, and if you want to become a member, just click that join button, which can be found below on any video if you're watching on your desktop, or it can be found on the overall channel page too. For all of you that want your name shown in the video, don't forget to choose the gold tier or higher. Thank you so much for considering, and have a great day. Talk to you in the next lesson. Bye-bye!